On July 19, 2025, the world economy was jolted awake. A sudden White House briefing announced a 50% tariff on all imported copper, effective immediately. The shock was instant. Traders, manufacturers, and governments worldwide scrambled for answers. The administration claimed it was about national security and reviving American copper mining. For years, foreign competition had shuttered U.S. mines and cost thousands of jobs. The tariff was a bold promise: bring those jobs back, make America self-sufficient in a metal vital for defense and green energy. But this wasn't a typical trade dispute. There was no warning, no negotiation. Allies were blindsided with no prior consultation. The message: America was putting itself first, even if it meant disrupting the global order. Corporate leaders and diplomats scrambled for clarification, but the decision was final. The world's predictable trade system was shaken to its core. The era of cooperation seemed over, replaced by economic confrontation. The global economy would never be the same. Financial markets reacted with panic. Copper prices soared to decade highs within hours. Traders lost fortunes. Those holding copper struck gold. The U.S., a top copper consumer, had created an instant domestic shortage. Stock markets plunged, led by companies dependent on copper, automakers, construction, electronics. A 50% tariff meant higher costs, squeezed profits, and likely layoffs. Investors feared this was just the beginning. What would be targeted next? Currency markets convulsed. The U.S. dollar strengthened, while currencies of copper exporters like Canada and Chile tumbled. These nations faced economic pain as their export revenues shrank. The interconnected global system was rattled by a single decision in Washington. Economists warned inflation was coming. Everything from homes to smartphones would get pricier. The market's verdict was clear: this policy could hurt America as much as its rivals. The world braced for the fallout. Copper is the silent backbone of modern life. It powers our homes, devices, and the digital world. In construction, it's essential for wiring and plumbing. Cars, especially electric vehicles, depend on it, with EVs using 4 times more copper than gas cars. The green energy transition? It runs on copper, from wind turbines to solar farms. As nations push for clean energy, copper demand is set to soar. That's why the tariff sent shockwaves. It targeted a metal at the heart of progress. Higher copper prices could stall home building, make EVs unaffordable, and slow green projects. The policy risked jamming the gears of the global economy. Copper isn't just a commodity, it's the metal building our future. The tariff threatened to make that future much harder to reach. The world was forced to rethink its dependence on a single vital resource. The tariff split America: winners in mining towns, losers in factories. In Arizona and Montana, hope returned. Shuttered mines might reopen, jobs might come back. Local unions praised the move as a stand for American workers and national security. But in the industrial Midwest, fear spread. Manufacturers faced soaring costs for copper, threatening layoffs and closures. Factory owners scrambled to recalculate budgets. Some warned of passing costs to consumers, others of losing business to foreign rivals. Trade groups sounded the alarm: the tariff could destroy more jobs than it created. Construction and auto suppliers braced for higher prices and lost contracts. The policy designed to save one industry threatened to cripple another. A deep divide opened. Miners cheered, manufacturers protested. The American economy was pitted against itself. The promise of revival came with a heavy price. The nation's future was suddenly up for debate. America's allies struck back fast. Canada, a top copper supplier, imposed tariffs on U.S. farm and manufactured goods. The European Union threatened its own retaliation. The global trade system, built on rules and cooperation, was unraveling. What began as a copper tariff was spiraling into a trade war. Businesses faced chaos, supply chains frayed, exports stalled. The promised mining boom in the U.S. was slow to materialize. New jobs lagged, while layoffs hit other sectors immediately. Construction halted, factories cut shifts, and the net effect was more pain than gain. The administration's gamble strained alliances and battered industries. The world stood at a crossroads: protectionism or cooperation. Would this gamble revive American industry or trigger a global recession? The day the copper tariff shook the world left one thing certain: the future was more uncertain than ever. The world would not soon forget.